What did I learn from week 11 to week 12 in the NFL? I learned that you cannot have memory. And I mean, you cannot have memory. You got to forget about what happened the week before and just move on. That's the only way you're going to fucking achieve something. You get success in this league. If you think because you lost one game, you're going to suck the rest of the year, yeah, you probably fucked. You are going to suck the rest of the year. A lot of teams are still fighting out there. A lot of teams don't care about what happened last week. I mean, look at your boy Jameis Winston. He keeps throwing receptions like he didn't throw four the week before, like he didn't throw four the week before, like he didn't throw a couple the week before. I mean, jeez. Just keep fighting, man. Look at the Atlanta Falcons. They're just bullying people, man. They took care of business against the Saints. They took care of business against my boy Kyle Allen in Carolina. You know, that is probably one of my only losses right there. The other ones, I took a gamble on the Colts. You know, I thought they were gonna. I believe in Saint Nick. You know, the holiday season. My girl Jessica had me thinking about this holiday season, so I was like, okay, Saint Nick is coming back. He will lead them to a victory. I also took a chance with the Rams beating. I'm sorry, the Chargers beating Kansas City, but the defense step up. You know, like I say, they don't think about they suck. They just go out there and play every week, like if it's a new week, and like they should play. So great improvement. We went from a 49 to a 10-4. Like I said, the only solid mistake that I actually think it was a mistake in picking him or that I had him wrong is Carolina, and just because Atlanta had me proven wrong. But the other three, I mean, I really took a gamble. I really wanted to go with the Colts, Buffalo, and Kansas City. Um, but it is what it is. I'm happy with the result, 10-4. We were so close to make money. We were in the lead, and we lost it on points on Monday night. But plus I lost that game, so that kept me out of the money path. But I feel way better after having two bad weeks. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this. Forget about week 11. Like I say, all these so-called experts, they want to tell you how these teams are based on the year before, the week before. So no, not up in here. We're gonna just talk about like if it's a new week. So I'm gonna jump off from this game real quick, the Thursday night game. And the only reason why I'm gonna jump off, I'm gonna start this Atlanta Tampa Bay because just like I say, Atlanta's playing like if it's a new season. Atlanta's bowling teams, and Atlanta is one of those teams that they are fucking here to knock somebody out of the offseason. They playing hardball. They playing like the bullies. They're just trying to knock out people, you know, and trying to be the sourdough. They're just hurting people left and right. So I think they take care of business against Tampa Bay. Not that Tampa Bay had any playoff chances, but Atlanta is playing like if it's a new season. So let them play. Fuck it. Let them beat somebody. They got two in a row. I think they're coming home and they can win at home. Now we're going back to the Thursday night game. The Colts and the Houston Texans. This division is pretty much between the two of them. Um, I I want to go with the Houston having the upper hand, but you know what though? After I saw how they lost against Baltimore, the Patriots lost against Baltimore by what, 14, 17 points, whatever it was. Houston lost also by like more than 20 points. But the point is that like I don't know, man. Like not because the Patriots is my team, but I saw like the Patriots put a better fight. Like I said, the game could have easily shifted in the better direction to the for the Patriots. But the Houston Texans, they just got fooled. They just got pushed around. Like they scored. There was no way in hell the score was gonna be anywhere close. You know, um, the Colts look like they got their rhythm back together. They got Jacoby Brissett back. It looked like they just fucked up the last one game against Miami. So I'm gonna take the Colts, man. I think this division is gonna come between the two of them. With all that say, I think that the Titans have a chance to sneak into the wild card, which I don't know if it's good enough for my boy Benito, but I mean, shit, it is what it is. Once you sneak in, all you want to do is get in, man. Once you get in, it's 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 a new season. Denver at Buffalo. Like I say, I pick who Buffalo played, Miami. Yeah, I picked Miami, thinking that Fitzpatrick will bring some of that Fitz magic to South Beach. But I should never bet against Buffalo, and I will not bet against Buffalo twice. They've been on my top ten teams of the on this the whole most of the season of the whole league, and they got Denver traveling all the way across the country, which I'm sure is fucking cold as shit right now in Buffalo. It's snowing like a motherfucker up north. So yeah, I take Buffalo. Giants at Chicago. I think this game is gonna be boring. I actually think Chicago don't have a chance. The Giants, oh man, the Giants, to be honest, they got a lot of good things going towards them. They got their quarterback of the future. They got a great running back in Saquon Barkley. They got a tight end, Ingram, which I like him. They got a couple of pieces on defense. All they need is a little offensive line and maybe a little more time playing together. Maybe a top wide receiver. Man, they could be right there next year though. So they're playing up. Both of these teams playing up and down. And although the game is at Chicago, I'm gonna take the Giants. I don't even know if they play already this year, but let's just move on. This game has no playoff implication whatsoever. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Now, out of this rest of these games, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plus the Monday night game. Out of these 9 games, the spread four is 4 points or less on every single game except the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns right now are favored by 11.5, which I think that's ridiculous. I think Miami, it's a better team, and I would not cover that spread if I had to pick the spread. But the rest of the games are considered four or less on the spread. Cincinnati is trying to just win one game though. Pittsburgh is trying to make a comeback. I'm taking Pittsburgh. I think Cincinnati is in trouble, man. I don't even know how can you say it's time to rebuild when they've been rebuilding for the last few years. It seems like Miami, Cleveland. Like I say, I will not take the spread, but I will take the Cleveland Browns at home. I think Miami is done. They're playing hard. They're fighting. They'll make it a close game, but I don't think they can win a lot of games. Cleveland, they actually think they can run the table. Actually, they're giving themselves a loss against Baltimore with the rest of the schedule, and they can win 5 more. They say they can end up the end of the season with 9-7. It's pretty hard to win 5 games in a row though. So I don't know if they can make the playoffs, but I mean, jeez, it's hard. It's hard. It's very difficult. I doubt it. I highly doubt it though. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. The schedule's on their favor though, for sure. Um, Move the camera a little bit, paper a little bit more this way. Carolina and New Orleans. You know what? I got all my coins on Carolina, on my boy Kyle Allen, but not on this game. I I've been with Kyle Allen from the beginning, and now when I will keep my money with Kyle Allen. I'm not selling. I'm not selling him. I think he's the future of the Carolina Panthers. He's losing a lot of ground since he dropped the last 2 games. One game was against the Packers, and last game was who did they play? Oh yeah, against the Falcons, who they fucking knocking people out. Their schedule is tough, like I said last week. They still gotta play a couple more hard teams. I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting what's gonna happen there. The owners just say that he's not gonna renew the head coach or the general manager's contract, and he's not gonna talk about Cam Newton until Cam Newton is fully healthy. I think they've been trying to sell, for what I understand, they've been trying to sell that team. Or I really didn't follow it if they actually did sold it, but I don't know what to think about it. Like it's gonna it's I think it's gonna have to turn into a positive way. New Orleans, it seems like they got their shit together back against they beat Tampa Bay. I saw them in downtown Tampa. Big ups to my boy Cameron Jordan waving at me and shit. Uh, yeah, so I think New Orleans runs with this division, and all they actually do in New Orleans is just waiting for the game against San Francisco, so maybe they can beat him and they can have lock up the home field advantage. Oakland at the Jets, man. Oakland's draft class is first in a lot of shit. They are first on sacks. They are first on yards for scrimmage. They are first on receptions and rushing. Man, they that guy McCoy, or what's his name, the general manager that John Gruden just hired, that he used to do the draft. I can't remember his name right now. He got it going on, man. They got a good chemistry, good team between John Gruden and him. They drafting good players. Like I say, I think Oakland is going to be very competitive next year. Remember this. I've been saying it already for a few weeks, and I'm going to continue to say it the rest of the year. Oakland Raiders is going to be a high contender next year when they move to Vegas, and a new city and everything. So, um, you know what though? I almost picked the Jets, but just because all that I say, I'm going with the Oakland Raiders. I think the Jets are playing good. They're playing just I feel like they're just trying to save the head coach job, Adam Gase. I don't know if it'll be enough, but we'll see. Detroit and Washington, what another boring game. Detroit is trying to fight hard, but for some reason they keep losing the games at the end. Washington played, to me, one of their worst games this season. They got smoked. I don't think that quarterback is ready. The Dwayne Haskins, I don't think he's ready to be the starting quarterback right now. But for you've been back and forth with the quarterback carousel over there in Washington. So at this point, it's like I don't even know who to play. To be honest, though, I don't even know who to play. So I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to see if he's the man. I'm trying to see what they have on him. I think they all know that he's not ready, but they're just trying to see how far. They're trying to just see how is he how low or how high is he in the rank. So I'm gonna buy into Matt Patricia. I think he fools the rookie and get the best out of him. Uh, Stafford is gonna be out, for what I understand. Stafford is gonna be out for at least 6 weeks. So I'm not trusting the backup, but I mean, shit, I can't really trust the rookie. I think if it comes to defense or special teams, Detroit got the advantage. Jacksonville at Tennessee. Oh boy. Jacksonville at Tennessee. Oh my goodness, Benito. Jacksonville at Tennessee. 5-5 Titans versus 46. Can they both be at 5-6 at the end of this week 12? And then the other two are playing on Thursday night game. Oh my goodness. So let's play with the numbers over here. You know what though? This division, it's still up for grabs though. I think Jacksonville's gonna. I'll almost go with Jacksonville. I don't know. I don't know what to do though. I don't know what to do. It's like I'm playing with the numbers over here. I'm playing. This is gambling. This is straight up gambling right here. Um, Tennessee's up and down. One week is good. One week is bad. Jacksonville has, uh, 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 like I say, Nick Foles, sent Nick Foles coming back. I think the first game he was a little rusty. He looked bad. I think he'll clean it up against Tennessee. But Tennessee's a tough defense though, and they're playing at Tennessee. Like I say, I almost go with Jacksonville, but to my boy Benito, I'm gonna go with Tennessee. If somehow Jacksonville wins, they'll be 5-6. They'll be 5-6, and the loser of these two will be 6-5, which they'll be only these two teams will be only one game behind of the loser. The winner will be the leader winner of that division. That's how tight the race is for this division. Uh, Dallas and New England. I'm sorry, Dak Attack. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry, all the Cowgirls fans. But there's, you know, the rule. One rule, everybody knows it. I don't ever pick against my team, man. Patriots, this is their fucking state game where they gotta fucking put the offense online. Just like my money's on Carolina, my money's in New England. I have to believe that this is the game that we keep the offense in rhythm and we start clicking. I mean, I got the key of success right here. I'm giving you the key of success. My key of success. Just keep the offense in rhythm, man. The defense is legit. Special teams is legit. The coach is legit. We got the home field advantage. Everything is on our favor, man. Let's just get that. We got our left tackle back. I mean, come on. Come on, New England Patriots. Don't get me down, man. Green Bay at San Francisco. I think Jimmy G is also playing with a great defense. I think Green Bay it's overrated. I think Green Bay will put up a fight. I think they'll make it maybe a 1 point or 2 point differential before for the game. But Aaron Rodgers cannot win games alone. I mean, he can, but I hardly go against Green Bay, especially if they're at home. But this is at San Francisco, and like I said, that defense is legit, man. The defense won their game for them last week, and I can see him winning again. Seattle at Philadelphia. You know, Philadelphia played us tough last week, but then again, the Patriots play fucking what 18 Super Bowls every year. We should get fucking 18 rings, man. Come on now, or 16 rings, however many rings we get, man. Every team that we play is their Super Bowl. Like Dallas. Dallas will play us this week like if it's their Super Bowl. Last week was Philadelphia like it was their Super Bowl. When Baltimore beat us, they were celebrating like if it was their Super Bowl. Every year Miami play us like if it's their Super Bowl, man. We should get fucking 14 rings per season, man. Come on now. This is ridiculous, man. But what I'm trying to say is that Philadelphia, it's overrated. They might look great against New England, but they are fucking overrated. They got a lot of holes, and Seattle's gonna explode every single one of them. I'm picking Seattle against Philadelphia. Sorry ass Eagles. And another thing I want to say about the fucking Eagles, man. They were talking so much shit all week about how they beat us in the Super Bowl and this and that. They like I just said at the beginning of this video. Don't forget about what happened last week. Forget about what happened last week. You all remember what happened last year. But y'all can't remember that the Patriots beat them first. The Patriots beat the fucking Eagles for the third ring. Come on now, man. And we don't talk about that shit because that was what, 2003, 2004? I mean, what the fuck, man? That was like 15 years ago, man. Who cares, man? Who cares, really, man? I believe they could have won that Super Bowl if, I mean, we lost our best wide receiver and Belichick then play our best defensive. So we lost our best offense and our best defensive guy. I mean, come on, man. We could have won that fucking game if Belichick wouldn't want to throw the fucking game away, man. But we'll move on. Monday night game, Baltimore at LA. Baltimore, it's chasing New England for the home field advantage. The Rams are trying to get into into the wild card right now. They need to win this game. They need, to be honest, they need to win most of their games. They can only afford one more loss. They are 2 games behind the Seahawks, which the Seahawks are in the second place. 3 games behind the 49ers. They are at home, and I was gonna pick against Baltimore, but like I said, Baltimore has to lose a game eventually, man. Let me just tell you their schedule real quick though. They're in a 6 week streak, and like I just say, it's hard to win 6 games in this league in a row. So they gotta go. Look at that. They gotta play the Rams at LA, and then the 49ers travel to Baltimore. I think they drop, and then they gotta go play the Bills, which is a tough defense. Um, I think they drop one out of the next three. I think they drop at least one game, and I think it'll be next week against the 49ers. It just sucks that it's gonna be in Baltimore. Um, fuck. I really want to pick LA just to go with the upset. I need an upset this week. I feel like I haven't picked an upset the whole week 12. I usually pick at least one upset. Um, I just don't have the balls to pick the Rams. The Rams just been up and down. The last two games they did okay, but I mean, okay doesn't cut it up in this league a lot of times. So mm, 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 mm. They could not beat the Steelers. You know what? I gotta go with Baltimore. I hope they jinx him. I hope they fucking drop. Um, Total points for this game. Let me see what the spread is saying right now. Right now it's about 45, 46 points. Um, if Baltimore does win, they've been putting almost 30, 40 points in the last three games, including against the Patriots. I don't think they continue to do that. Like I say, it's very hard to stay at that level though. But I'm gonna go with 40, just 40. How about 40? 40 is a good number. Um, I think Aaron Donald has the what it takes to stop Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. And you know what? I promised myself I was not going to say anything about Lamar Jackson though, because everybody, I like the kid. I like the guy. I like, he's humble. He's fast. I like him. My boy John and I were talking about he could possibly go to the Patriots. We were hoping the Patriots would draft him. I like the guy, so nothing against him, but this style of playing of him, the running quarterback, hasn't succeeded in this league for more than 3 years. Yeah, every quarterback who comes in the league, his backup, RG3, he was a hot as shit when he came in for a good 2 years. All it took, it was one fucking good hit. He was out in the sidelines. Cam Newton was a bigger guy, so he lasted a couple more seasons. But look at him. Now he's all banged up. His ankle, his shoulder, you know, this style of football doesn't last in the league. Last game against Houston, where he broke down the big old run, it was like 4 or 5 missed tackles. But the very first one, I wish I can look it up real quick, to be honest though. Um, the very first one though, I think I am gonna look it up though. Hold on 1 second. Alright, so I don't think I could play the whole video because they might shut me down for copywriting. But here's the play that I'm talking about. This is where he broke for like about 50 or 60 yard rondo. And like I said, it was a few missed tackles. But here's the one that I'm talking about in particular. Oh, this game is about inches, man. You're talking about this guy, Merciless. If he fucking pulls him backwards, Lamar Jackson is not a big guy, and all it takes is one fucking hit. He pulls him backwards, or even sideways this way, where he can either break his ankle, or if you pull him backwards, jerk his back or something. I mean, all it takes is one fucking hit, man. That's why this style of fucking football, for the way they play, the quarterbacks play, will not fucking last in the NFL forever. All it takes is this guy running right at him, on side blocking, like in his blind side, and just fucking rip his head off. Another thing too, man, the guy is young right now. The guy is really young. But in a couple years, 2, 3 years, if he starts losing a step, these fucking linebackers coming from college, they're faster and stronger every year. All it takes is that one hit. I enjoy the guy. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the guy doing these kinds of plays. Look at that. Whoop. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It took about 7 guys and almost 40 yards later on a 2nd and 1 to fucking. I mean, the guy is electrifying. Action Jackson, they call him over there. I love it. Just remember, all it takes is one fucking good hit. And I'm not wishing no bad on him, man. I just know that in 3 or 4 years from now, we will not be talking about this shit, man. We all forgot about Mike Vick. We all forgot about Cam Newton. We forgot about RG3. Even Colin Kaepernick, man. For a reason.